Math time na! It's me, Teacher Jane, and welcome to my channel. Kung interesado ka sa subject ko, please don't hesitate to click the subscribe button and click that notification bell para updated ka sa next uploads ko. Hello everyone! For today's topic, we will be discussing about organizing and presenting data. Math 7, Week 2, 4th Quarter. Objectives: organize data in a frequency distribution table. Use appropriate graphs to represent or organize data using pie chart, bar graph, line graph, histogram, or ogive. Let's recall what is data. Data are facts or information about ideas, objects, or events. Data are units of information, usually numerical, that are collected through observation. Types of data. We have the quantitative data and a qualitative data. Now, there are methods of gathering data. We gather data through interview method, questionnaire, observation, experiment, and registration. Example: Mrs. Pineda wants to find the number of students in her advisory class who have birthdays falling on each of the 12 months. What are the methods or the manners is she going to use to collect the data? So first, she can check the date of birth of each student in her class registry. Ask the students to raise their hands if their birthdays fall in a certain month. Or lastly, ask the students through Google form to write their birth dates. Now, how are we going to present the data that we have collected? So we will be using a frequency distribution table. Frequency distribution table is a systematic way of presenting data. In a frequency distribution table, we have a tally mark. A tally mark is used to record how often a particular score or number occurs. The frequency is the number of times a score or number appears. Example, a 10-item math quiz was given to 30 students. Their scores are given below. How are we going to present the data? We will be constructing a frequency distribution table. Steps in constructing a frequency distribution table. First, list the scores or numbers from highest to lowest or lowest to highest. Use tally marks to record or how often each score or number appears. Count, marks, and record it in the frequency column. In the frequency table, we have the score, tally, and frequency. Score are the number of items, and in the tally, how often the number appears. Frequency is the number of times the score appears. Through the table, we can easily identify how many get the least score or the highest score. Through this table, we can easily conclude that there is one student who got 0 in the test, while there are 4 students got a perfect score. Another example, construct a frequency distribution table for this set of scores. So again, what are the steps? We are going to make a frequency distribution table. We have the scores, tally, and frequency. So list the scores from lowest to greatest. So we have 27 as the lowest score and 36 as the highest score. Through this table, we can easily identify the total number of students who took the exam. We can identify also that, or we can easily conclude that there are 5 students who got 35. There is one who got 36 and there are 2 who got 27. Now, which frequency distribution table correctly organizes the given scores? The green table is the correct frequency distribution table. After the data are collected, they can be organized and presented. There are 3 methods of presenting data. We have the textual presentation, tabular presentation, and graphical presentation. Graphical presentation makes use of visual presentation. We have the line graph and bar graph, pie graph, histogram, and ogive. When data are presented as graph, they are easily interpreted and compared. As a consequence, data become more interesting to all the readers. Graphical representation of data for ungrouped data. We have the pie chart, bar graph, and line graph. We use the circle graph or pie chart to compare parts of the data to the whole. We use bar graph to show the number in categories. We use line graph to show change of values over time. Graphical representation of grouped data. We have the histogram and ogive. Histogram show frequency of data divided into intervals, while ogive is a graph that represents the cumulative frequencies for the classes in a frequency distribution. So now, let's analyze. Each of the following is the title graph for a graph. Which graphical representation would best represent each? Pie chart, bar graph, or line graph? Number 1. Family budget for a monthly income of 25,000. Number 2. Percentage of sources of chicken in Mindanao. Number 3. Average height of girls. Number 4. Favorite K-pop group of teenagers. Number 5. Male students who own bikes by grade level. Again, which graphical representation would best represent each? Pie graph, bar graph, or line graph? Now let's see if your answers are correct. nagustuhan nyo ang lesson na to, please don't forget to like, share, and comment in this video.